Hey guys, welcome to Nautilus. I'm Andrew. Today we're going to be talking about the pathless and the meandrels, or the MVD style reels, which are free spooling reels. Had a lot of people calling me, telling me, hey Andrew, I broke my reel, it sucks, and in reality it's because of user error. So this is kind of why we're making this video, to let you guys know how to use these reels. We have here a Meandros number 3 reel on a pathless laser open pro carbon, and I'll give you guys a run through on how it's supposed to work. So as you see here, this is how the Meandros is going to work. When you pull in the handle here, the little lever, it actually creates the drag setting. So when a fish takes off and pulls, there's your drag. When you open it and pop it back out, you'll notice you can pop it in or out. When you pop it out, you can control the drag through the knob. If you crank down on the drag, not too much, you're never supposed to crank too hard on this knob. You crank on the knob a little bit. It's a little bit tight, it has some tension, but as soon as a fish takes off, goes into a free spool, and you'll see now that the knob's loose instead of being tight. When you go to reel it in, a lot of mistakes that a lot of people do is they'll actually start cranking, they'll crank on that drag knob, and they'll start reeling in, and what happens, as soon as you do that, you get everything stuck, it gets locked. And what happens is people keep trying to pull on it, and it breaks the threads. The pathless reel is actually the same way. This one's not plastic, so it doesn't break as easy. But the pathless reel it has a plastic knob, and the plastic knob breaks off. So what you have to do is you basically got to get some pliers, and you're gonna have to loosen it up that way because it's very difficult to do it by hand. That in order to loosen it up. It's tough to do on the pathless because it's plastic, but it's the same concept with these reels. When you reel it in, just make sure the drag knob is nice and loose, and that's fine. Another thing to be aware of, that these reels, you'll notice they have a even the pathless reel, the vertical reel is the same way, has this little hole here that you pass it through. All you got to do is undo the drag knob, or the brake knob, I guess is what they call it. You pass the Dyneema or the Spectra, whatever it is you're using. You pass it through that hole there. Actually, I got it. And you pass it through that hole there. It works the same way. The pathless has a spring and the lock knob, and then you just pass it through, make a big knot on the end, and you just put it right back in. And that's what's going to hold your reel if you ever get completely spooled. That's what's going to hold your line in there. So yeah, that's pretty much a run through. So these reels are meant to free spool when a fish takes off with your line. A lot of the reasons is if you're diving a deep wreck, or if you're diving a deep reef, and you want to just come up from a dive, obviously you don't want to have to be messing around with drag knobs and whatnot. So you go down, shoot a big fish, on your way back up, reel goes into free spool. You can palm it, use your hand as a palm, or you can try to use the brake knob to stop it. But honestly, biggest thing is to come up, because guess what? You gotta breathe. Where do you breathe? On the surface. So that's half the reason they do it. A lot of the European guys definitely love it. Here, we're trying to get used to it. I'm trying to educate you guys, let you guys know how to use these reels without breaking them. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of light shedding on the situation. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys around on the next one.